A major contrast in Canada's weather is unfolding right now, and the difference between west and east could not be sharper. While parts of the country are warming up dramatically, others are preparing for snow, wind, and difficult travel as multiple systems move through. Let's start in Western Canada, where the story is all about warmth and stability. An upper-level ridge is firmly in control across Western Canada over the next couple of days. This ridge acts like a shield, keeping most storm systems away and allowing warmer air to dominate. As a result, conditions will be generally dry with plenty of mild temperatures across British Columbia, Alberta, and much of the prairies. Because this ridge is positioned well to the north, any systems that do develop across the prairies will be forced along a narrow track. That means much of Alberta and British Columbia will stay out of the active weather pattern, especially after Wednesday morning. The real headline here is temperature. We're talking about temperatures running well above normal, with some areas flirting with record warmth. British Columbia will be mild but not extreme, while Alberta and Saskatchewan will feel a much stronger departure from seasonal averages. Winnipeg is a great example. You're sitting near -6 on Wednesday, then rebounding toward +2 by Thursday. That's roughly 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. In the mountains of British Columbia, there may be a brief window of rain and higher elevation snow early Wednesday, but this fades quickly as high pressure reasserts itself. With limited moisture available, widespread precipitation is not expected. However, rising snow levels remain a concern. Freezing levels are forecast to climb toward 4,000 meters, far above the seasonal average of around 1,000 meters. This raises avalanche risk in alpine regions and could destabilize existing snowpacks. Farther north, conditions remain relatively quiet. While it's still cold, temperatures in places like Whitehorse are expected to hover near 0 degrees midweek. Believe it or not, that's warmer than Toronto's daytime high on Thursday. Across the prairies, attention shifts to a fast-moving cold front. This front will bring a quick burst of snow and increasing winds, especially across northern and central Saskatchewan and into Manitoba. While snowfall amounts won't be extreme, strong winds could lead to blowing snow and sharply reduced visibility, particularly in open areas. So even where snow totals are light, travel could still be impacted. As we move east, the pattern becomes much more complex. Eastern Canada sits between contrasting air masses, with milder air ahead of a cold front and colder air pushing in behind it. Southern Ontario may see temperatures near 3 to 4 degrees on Wednesday, but by Thursday, noticeably colder conditions will take over. Snow becomes a key factor here. One system tracks north of southern Ontario, while another develops south of the lower Great Lakes. Together, they bring snowfall Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, and into Thursday, impacting the Thursday morning commute. Lake-enhanced snow may briefly intensify into lake-effect snow in snowbelt regions, further increasing totals in localized areas. Southern Quebec and parts of central and northeastern Ontario are likely to see the heaviest snowfall, especially where lake influence adds extra moisture. Meanwhile, Atlantic Canada is dealing with a completely different set of hazards. The Maritimes and Newfoundland are facing wet and windy conditions as multiple surges of moisture move through. For Newfoundland, this starts primarily as rain before transitioning to snow in western areas as colder air moves in. Winds will be a major concern. Across southern Ontario and the Great Lakes, wind gusts could reach 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. But in Atlantic Canada, especially Newfoundland and Cape Breton, winds will be much stronger. Gusts of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour are likely in many coastal areas. Parts of southern Newfoundland, including the Avalon and Burin peninsulas, could see wind gusts exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. With heavy rain, strong winds, and saturated ground, there is a real risk of localized flooding and possible power outages. So while Western Canada enjoys calm, mild conditions, the rest of the country faces a much more active and potentially disruptive weather pattern. This is a classic Canada-wide contrast, and it's one we'll be tracking closely. Stay weather aware, especially if you have travel plans, and keep checking back for the latest updates on this evolving situation.